Hey, I'm Dean, and this is Legacy Voyage. In season one, I'm documenting my journey to earning my first 100K net worth as a full-time college student. Join me as I share some of the lessons I learned along the way. The first thing I want to talk about today is clear up something I mentioned last episode when I was saying the best way to give is to take. I think there's a subtle nuance in there in that we should draw a distinction between taking for evil and taking for bad because some people might look at that and say, well, I can take all I want if I'm going to do something good in the end. The ends justify the means. But no, it's important that when we are taking, we're not doing evil things. We're not going out there and scamming people. So I just thought that was an important thing to mention. Yesterday I had a meeting with Coach V. It was honestly super good, and we just talked about the marketing and how we're gonna start generating revenue. And I really applied everything I learned from the courses in terms of writing the webinar, setting up the funnel for him. I think our plan is to have it running by next Friday. So from now on, we'll do weekly empowerment masterclasses, what we're calling it. And these are the webinars, the free webinars that are gonna sell people on his empowerment success course, which he's planning on pricing it to be 14.97, I believe. And I'm taking a 20% cut, so I'm excited to actually start running those and then getting everything up and running because that's gonna be super awesome. Applying everything that I'm learning into actual business and actually making money from that. Moving on, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was sitting in class, my economics class, and he was talking about this thing called marginal analysis. And this is actually super, super cool stuff. First, I should explain what margin is. Margin is when we're thinking about doing this extra thing and how much that'll output. I don't think that made sense, so let me try to clarify it. If I'm studying for an exam, let's say it's 12 in the morning. I'm trying to think if I stay up another hour studying for the exam, how much more benefit am I going to get out of it versus the cost of being fatigued, tired the next day? I'm thinking, what am I gonna get out of this? What's the best amount of time to study for my best grade in the midterm? And we can apply this to business, where businesses will look at what's the best course of action for us to take, the best decision to make that will maximize profits and maximize the benefits when we do build another factory or when we do hire another worker. This is marginal analysis where they're looking at all the possible decisions they could make, and then narrowing it down to this is the best action or decision we could choose to do because it'll bring us all these profits and benefits. And I thought that was super insightful and how we could use this decision making tool not only to our personal lives with school, studying, but also with business. We could look at the profits and look at the revenue that we could possibly gain. And something that I thought about was how we could boost our productivity I could personally boost my productivity and what I'm doing when I'm looking at if I pour an hour of work into doing this thing, how much more benefit is that gonna get me? And another thing that I want to touch on is a skill I'm trying to develop myself is my public speaking and storytelling skills. So as I'm recording this podcast, I'm constantly moving my hands so that I can work on public speaking and storytelling because that's a skill that I notice a lot of successful business owners, they already have that skill. And Russell Brunson has this skill when I'm watching it on his courses, is he tells a story with his hands, and he can really put himself in the customer's mind or in the person who's listening, in their mind or in their place, and then take them on this journey of where he's been and how he can break their false beliefs. Because storytelling is super important when we're selling something or when we're running webinars. It's storytelling that will resonate with people. It's the stories that people are gonna remember. The last thing I want to touch on is this idea of status and how status really influences all of our decisions. It's the reason we do everything that we do. And I was thinking about this. It's the reason I'm going to school at Northwestern. It's the reason I want to get a degree because the status I gained from having Northwestern as my degree is huge, and it'll boost me up an insane amount. And the status I gained from working with different businesses and different entrepreneurs, the status I gained from working with them is huge because I feel empowered and I feel like I have a boost of status working with them. And they feel a higher status because they're giving up their time and they're giving up their energy to this young entrepreneur who wants to better himself. And for some people, they see themselves in my shoes where they were at one point in their journey, just like me, where I'm trying to grow, build, learn as much as possible. So, moral of the story is I talked about a lot this episode. Well, actually, I didn't because it'll be kind of shorter. But I really just wanted to touch on that, and I'm super excited for how me and Coach V are gonna continue working with each other because we're gonna start meeting every 48 hours, every 2 days to get this thing up and running. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. Next Friday. I'll keep y'all updated for sure. Thanks for listening. Talk to you.